Is Angel Reese, did she just run a coach out of town, and is she running a player out of town? Their best shooter out of town? Because Kennedy Carter looks like she's ready to book it out of Chicago.
When your coach didn't even last one season and your best player wants out, it's clear the Chicago Sky have hit rock bottom. This isn't just a story of bad basketball, it's a full-blown implosion. The Chicago Sky are in chaos, plagued by locker room drama, questionable leadership decisions, and players openly considering their exit.
Now, Marina Mabrey, she's already flown the coop on this team, and it was quote-unquote because of culture. Well, what happened to the culture? Who torched the culture? Who's selfish on the team that would cause the culture to melt down?
Angel Reese's antics have left the locker room more fractured than ever, with whispers of favoritism and tension driving players apart. Kennedy Carter, the team's leading scorer, recent social media outburst only adds fuel to the fire, suggesting a team that has lost its identity. And looming over it all is the aftermath of Teresa Weatherspoon's turbulent season as head coach, a season that left the team in shambles both on and off the court. How did things get this bad? What caused the collapse of a team that once promised so much? Can new head coach Tyler Marsh pick up the pieces? It's a story of broken leadership, fractured relationships, and a culture that has spiraled out of control. Before we break it down, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready? Let's go.
The Chicago Sky franchise has been an absolute dumpster fire since winning the WNBA championship in 2021. Let's go through some of the names that have left. James Wade, who was the coach and GM, left in the middle of the season last year to go to the NBA. Candace Parker, Emma Messman, Courtney Vandersloot, Allie Quigley, Clea Copper was traded, Azura Stevens. And then this year, after drafting Cardozo and Reese, they were competing for a playoff spot and traded Marina Mabrey, their veteran, before the Olympic break.
When Kennedy Carter took to threads asking fans which WNBA team she should join next season, it wasn't just social media banter, it was a clear signal that she's done with the Chicago Sky. Carter's exact words: "Let's chat, drop the WNBA teams you would like to see me sign with next year, y'all be coaches and GMs anyways. Let's see what you think for a player still under contract as a restricted free agent this January." This public display of dissatisfaction speaks volumes. Carter, the Sky leading scorer at 17.5 points per game last season, has always been a polarizing figure in the league. Known for her scoring ability and fiery personality, she's also developed a reputation for being controversial. Her time with the Sky has been no different, sparking as much debate for her conduct off the court as for her contributions on it. Carter's recent outburst might feel like another moment in her dramatic career, but it underscores a deeper issue within the organization.
When Tyler Marsh did the press conference, he talked about Angel Reese, he talked about Cardoso, who I think is going to be a star in the WNBA, but he did not really mention Kennedy Carter at all, and that raised a lot of eyebrows.
Questions her future. It's not just about her reputation, it's a damning statement about the state of the locker room. Keep in mind, this was the exact same issue Marina Ma had during the middle of the season as well. Is Carter walking away from dysfunction, or is she simply adding to it? The Sky response, or lack thereof, has only added fuel to the fire. New head coach Tyler Marsh avoided committing to Carter's future when asked, instead focusing on players currently under contract.
However, new Sky coach Tyler Marsh was asked about whether he sees Kennedy Carter in the big part of what he's doing in the future during an appearance on the Athletic Women's Basketball Show. Quote, "In regards to Kennedy, she's a great player. She was a huge catalyst to what last year's team was able to do and accomplish, and obviously she's slated to be a free agent. So once those talks are up, we'll take a look at it." Interesting. But the focus thus far has been on players who we know are under contract this coming year, and that's where the communication has been thus far.
Marsh's choice to remain vague about Carter sends a strong message. This is an organization at a crossroads. Is the new regime ready to embrace Carter's talent despite the baggage, or will they look for a fresh start without her? Carter's frustrations don't exist in a vacuum. The Sky have spent a year plagued by whispers of favoritism, questionable tactical decisions, and a coaching environment that many players found difficult to navigate. The fallout from Teresa Weatherspoon's short tenure as head coach lingers, creating a toxic atmosphere that even Carter's biggest critics might understand her wanting to escape.
According to league sources, Weatherspoon had lost the locker room because of a culture that catered to the needs of a few players. Dear Lord.
Social media exploded in response to Carter's threads post. Some fans mocked her decision to air her frustrations publicly, calling it unprofessional and immature. Others defended her, pointing to the Sky's broken leadership as the real problem. One fan wrote, "If even Carter wants out, you know something seriously wrong." In Chicago, the fan reactions reveal a divided perception not just of Carter but of an organization struggling to maintain its credibility. Is the Sky the problem, or is it Carter? Let's just remember that Carter has bounced around and have been asked to leave multiple teams over the past few years, so she could be part of the problem. The bigger question is, will Marsh's fresh start be enough to repair the damage? Can the Sky rebuild their culture while keeping their best scorer, or is this just the beginning of a full-scale rebuild? If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
Every night, and look, as an organization, we just felt it was time to make a change. There's just private issues that I think we will keep just in the Sky locker room.
Teresa Weatherspoon hiring as head coach of the Chicago Sky was meant to signal a new era for the team. A WNBA legend with an illustrious playing career, her arrival came with high expectations, yet in just one tumultuous season those expectations crumbled, leaving behind a fractured locker room and a franchise in desperate need of repair. What went wrong? At the heart of Weatherspoon's short-lived tenure was her inability to unite a team already struggling with internal tension. Instead of addressing the fractures, her leadership style seemed to deepen them. Players reported communication breakdowns, unclear strategies, and most damning of all, favoritism that left many feeling alienated every night. And look, as an organization,
honestly don't have an answer for you, but this was embarrassing, so I really hope we figure out what was wrong and go back to the court tomorrow, practice, or do whatever we gotta do and fix it for our next road game.
Angel Reese became a focal point of controversy under Weatherspoon's leadership. Reports of Reese receiving preferential treatment, more minutes to pad stats, limited accountability for mistakes sparked resentment among her teammates. One veteran player reportedly commented anonymously it was obvious who she was trying to please, and it wasn't the team. Younger players, including the talented Camila Cardoso, struggled to find consistent roles in Weatherspoon's system. Cardoso's potential was underutilized, sending a message that development took a backseat to keeping certain players happy. Here's Cardoso expressing her disappointment after another tough loss. The mid-season trade of Marina Ma further highlighted the chaos. Ma, known for her sharp shooting and defensive grit, was traded to the Connecticut Sun under mysterious circumstances. While May refrained from openly criticizing the Sky, her glowing praise for the Sun was hard to ignore. Her words pointed to a toxic culture in Chicago, one where favoritism and drama outweighed collaboration and trust. The end of the season, the cracks were impossible to ignore. Exit interviews revealed widespread dissatisfaction with Weatherspoon's tactics and communication. Veterans questioned her ability to lead, while younger players voiced frustrations over unclear expectations. Even basic team principles like maintaining on-court discipline seemed to falter under her watch. The team's dismal 13-27 record, 5 games worse than the